Hi class, welcome to MBA 599, Business Strategy 2. My name is Marcus Shaw and I'll be your facilitator for this online course with Westwood College Online. This course represents the culmination of a lot of your hard work, and I'd like to just take a couple minutes to kind of give you an overview of the course, kind of set some expectations, and hopefully kind of give you an overview of what we're going to go through. I'd like to start by going around the world in the last week or two, and you'll find that this is going to be a significant piece of the course because it's bringing together a lot of what you've learned over the last year or more. Let's start in Japan, for example. Are you aware of the typhoon Vong and what the havoc that's causing? Vongfang, I believe it's called. Are you aware of what's happening in China and the protests in Hong Kong? Are you aware that China just overtook the US for the world's largest economy? Are you aware that East India has just been hit by a large typhoon? Are you aware, or how aware are you of the ongoing fighting in Syria and its spread through Turkey and their involvement or lack thereof? Are you aware of what's happening in Spain and unemployment? I'm sure you're all aware of what's happening in Liberia with the Ebola spread, now even in the US. Are you aware of what's happening in Bolivia? What are the issues there with Chile? And then what I'd like to do now is circle back around to how those events and places and things could potentially have an impact on our own settings in the companies that we work with. For example, with China, they currently own most of the US debt. And if you can kind of use the example of credit card debt, you know what it's like perhaps to owe a significant amount of money to someone. And the control, essentially, that they have on your pocketbook, it influences the decisions you can make. In Japan, for example, if there are factories that are destroyed or damaged with this massive storm, are there parts that are used in your production or services that you've outsourced to Japan? Same thing with East India, for example. With unemployment in Spain, for example, they're currently at 26% unemployment. What does that mean for us? What opportunities could it provide for us? In Liberia, for example, do you know that they are the largest cocoa producer in the world? Now, you'd say, well, how does that impact us? Well, we're about to head into Halloween, and all of that candy and the US manufacturers are heavily dependent. Anyone who uses chocolate is a cocoa purchaser. And that's, if we haven't seen it already, we can expect that chocolate prices will go up. I'm going to lead that on to the next kind of section, and that would be, for example, we're going to take a look at corporate social responsibility as well. And that is, for example, our role in our businesses and our choices. When we have a storm in the States, for example, we hear of instances where hotels quadruple the price or stores hike up the prices on things. Is that ethical? Walmart, for example, reduced their healthcare coverage for a lot of their workers. Was that ethical? What we're going to try and work through here is try to get an overall picture of all kinds of influences that can have on our business and our choices, and develop a strategy in the face of those, so that we can kind of understand how it's going to impact us, if it's going to impact us, what we can do about it, what we can do ethically about it, and what's the right thing to do. Beginning in week 2, you'll notice that we have a second discussion thread that's going to be going, that's going to be very much focused on global issues. And it's going to be your responsibility to participate actively in those. In fact, you'll notice that our discussion forum will account ultimately for more than a third of your grade. I encourage you not only to view TV, but to look at the sources that are listed in the course, The Economist, the Wall Street Journal, BBC. Read on a daily basis what's happening around the world. Please do take a look at the course syllabus. Look at the announcements I posted regarding the APA formatting requirement, my policy on late assignments, the college policy on plagiarism, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me. But I look forward to spending this time with you, and I hope that you get a lot out of it. Thanks.